back to RaceNews.com. I'm Magic, and today we're taking a look at Aaron Halterman's top 5 horses in training. And Aaron, a lot of the focus has been on the 3-year-olds, but the older horses, they're running too. So we got to talk about them. Where are you going with your top 5 here?
Yeah, I thought it was a good time to kind of talk about them now that the divisions are starting to take shape with the older horses. So number 5, I went with Colonel Liam. I think this horse deserves a ton of credit for coming back off a layoff and winning the Pegasus World Cup Turf last time out at Gulfstream Park. I thought it was a very impressive race. I thought he was excellent in that. So I think he deserves to be number 5 right now. He's going to go to Dubai next. Obviously, that'll be another challenge altogether, and that'll be tough. But for right now, I really like Colonel Liam here at the number 5 spot.
Back-to-back winner of the Pegasus World Cup Turf, heading to Dubai with his stablemate, who I think is also on your list, but we'll save that. Where are you going number 4?
I went Express Train number 4. This isn't a horse I absolutely just love, but I think you should get credit for winning. And, he ran very well in the big cap. He beat Warrant, a horse for Brad Cox, who showed up at Santa Anita and had a very nice effort. But Express Train able to get the job done. Listen. I don't think this is a world beater. I don't think he's going to finish number 4 on the list by the time we get to December. But I like with my top horses that when I rank them here, I like horses that run and win. And so Express Train, a couple of nice wins. So I've got him at number 4.
I mean, with his 3-race win streak that he has going, you can't fault him for what he's done. He's faced everyone who's challenged him, and that's really all he can do. Where are you going number 3?
Number 3, Speaker's Corner for me. I think this is a horse that's been really, really good at Gulfstream in 2 straight races. Just dusted the competition. Fearless, a horse for Todd Pletcher, has challenged him twice, and I guess I would use the word challenge kind of lightly because Speaker's Corner put that horse away twice in the stretch. Listen, the water's going to get deeper for this horse, no question. Going to probably have to match up against my number 1 horse at some point in the year. We'll get to him in a second, but as of right now, Speaker's Corner, 2 very, very impressive wins. I think he's set up for a big year.
Yeah, absolutely solid efforts from the Bill Mott trainee. Number 2, where are you going?
Latruska will be number 2 for me. Boy, what a return for Latruska in the Royal Delta. Didn't get out of, I don't know, first gear isn't the right word. Didn't get out of a quarter gear, maybe, Magic. I mean, no horse. I've never seen a horse win a race like that. It was just it wasn't a paid workout. It was a paid gallop. It was unbelievable. So she's back. Is she sharp? Let's not forget this horse was an absolute monster. I feel like the Breeders' Cup kind of ruined. That was the last time we saw her, and she was just, got burnt up by a wild pace duel. But she's back, and I think she's going to be tough. I think she'll go to the Apple Blossom at Oakland Park next. A race she won last year. And who did she beat? Monomoy Girl. And that's when we really knew Latruska was a serious, serious horse. So I've got Latruska number 2.
And not only did she get burned up from a wicked pace duel in the Breeders' Cup distaff, but that was at the end of a very long campaign that saw her go literally coast to coast, racing, facing anyone and everyone that she could. And you have to tip the cap to trainer Fausto Gutierrez. Not scared of anybody. And he said that he's going to be a little bit more tactical with this year. It's about 6 starts, Breeders' Cup, and I think that's when it's at Keeneland, this is going to be her year, I think, Aaron. Where are you going number 1?
Yeah, life is good, number 1. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. I mean, you show up at the Pegasus World Cup and you beat Knicks Go. I mean, that's pretty darn impressive. And the horse will go to Dubai next, where he should be a heavy, heavy favorite to win again. This horse looks like a freak. Last year he looked like a freak and was looking like the big-time Kentucky Derby favorite, and then injury forced him to miss several months. Since coming back for Pletcher and moving over to that barn, they've kept him very sound. Like, he hasn't missed a beat yet. And the fact they're taking him over to Dubai tells me that he's still doing really, really well. So life is good. Certainly number 1 for me. Now, a couple of horses I do want to mention that are knocking on the door, because this time of year, you're leaving some out that have a really good case. So I'll just quickly mention, I think Mandaloon is still up for a big year. I know he was awful in the Saudi Cup, but he did win at the Louisiana Stakes at Fairgrounds. So keep your eye on Mandaloon. I've got him waiting in the wings. Midnight Bourbon, if he could ever win a race, would get in there. But, boy, he just hits the board in these big races. Hot Rod Charlie's going to go over there to Dubai. Obviously, if he wins, he already won a race in Dubai, a prep. And now if he wins the Dubai World Cup, look out for him. And then you got to mention Flightline. I don't have him in the top 5, but it's not because of his talent. It's just because I don't know if they can keep him sound. I don't know how many times he's going to run. I don't know where he's going to run next. He hasn't had a start in 2022 quite yet. We'll see with him. him last year, it's like a lot of people are like, well, maybe he should be, 3-year-old of the year, sprinter of the year, all this stuff. I don't like to reward horses that run like 3 times in a season, right? So that's why I'm like, wait and see with Flightline. I think the potential obviously is there. Let's see where he shows up. And listen, me more than any, well, maybe not more than anybody, but me as much as anybody else wants to see Flightline Life is Good. And if I have Life is Good number 1, and I think Flightline could beat him, that says all that needs to be said about that horse. But we'll see if they can keep him sound.
That's the big question mark with a horse with this. This is fast, it's freaky fast, as Flightline has shown to be. He missed the San Carlos Stakes, but he has resumed light training. So the Met Mile does, at this moment on March 7th, seem to be the goal. But again, this is a horse that is wrapped in Teflon bubble wrap and treated safer than a Fabergé egg. So for good reason. That's Aaron Halterman's top 5. If you want all of Aaron's thoughts on races across the country, head over to racingdudes.com. We also have coverage of the Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks Trails at youtube.com/racingdudes. Hit like if you like the video, hit subscribe if you really like it. Tell us below in the comments, what's your top 5? Does Flightline belong in there even though he doesn't have a race yet this year? Let us know what Aaron got right and wrong. We'll see you at the track.
This has been a presentation of racingdudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels. Never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes. First,